A's will leave a legacy as one of the most successful franchises in Major League Baseball history. They're one of just 2 teams ever to win 3 straight World Series titles. Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Cook. Over the next few nights, we'll be reflecting on some of our cherished memories of the last 5.5 decades with the fans and players who make the A's such an integral part of the town. KPIX 5 Sports Director Vern Glenn joins us now live from the Coliseum, where he spoke to an A's legend. Hey, Vern.
Hey there, Liz. So many memories here. I'm just a few feet away from the first ever live shot I ever did in this market. That was back in 1990. I fielded grounders here. I sang the national anthem here. And before Mount Davis was here, I worked the out-of-town scoreboard. So many experiences here. But I do want to talk about one of the great Oakland A's players, and that is Dave Stewart. By the time he got to the A's, he had already had a career's worth of ups and downs. But the A's saved him, and he returned the favor in the form of a World Series. He was a World Series MVP. He had leadership. He had wisdom. He had it all. And so in these last days of this iteration of Oakland A's baseball, when I sat down with him, he had a lot to say.
When I came to the A's, I believe at 26 years old or 27. So I'm 67 now. That's 40 years ago.
But Dave Stewart's earliest memories of the Oakland A's started before his playing days.
Oh, that's cake, man. 1968, first game of the season.
American League Baseball is underway in Northern California.
Stewart attended the A's first game when the franchise moved to Oakland.
The most impressive thing about that day, the bunny rabbit coming up from behind the home plate umpire with the baseballs in it was something I had never seen before or since.
That day was also the first time Stewart met one of the team's rising stars, Reggie Jackson.
We had season tickets by hopping over the fence. And so as we did, we were out in batting practice collecting baseballs. And Reggie was in right field with his back to the infield, looking at me and my cousins and saying, what were we doing? And we told him we're out here collecting baseballs. And so he said, old man Finley's going to kick you out of the stadium. One of my cousins responded, well, he had a hard time keeping us from getting in. He's certainly not going to be able to put us out.
And they crossed paths again after the game while waiting for autographs.
Reggie actually questioned us about where we lived and why we were out that late. We told him, asked us how we got there. We told him, he asked if we wanted a ride. I responded that my mother told us never to take rides from strangers. And so he followed us to that Union 76 station. If you remember that Union 76 station on 66 in San Leandro, that's where we chained our bikes up. And Reggie followed us to our bikes and slow rode behind us until we got home, and that kind of started our relationship with Reggie Jackson.
Oakland was officially a major league city.
The excitement of the team was great, but the biggest excitement is the jobs that having the A's come to town, the jobs it created, and the development that it created in East Oakland.
There's a long drive. Jackson has hit it all, and it is gone.
And they won. 1972, 73, and 74.
They set an example for what winning was about. We had the Raiders, and they always said that the Raiders were the mark of excellence, and that's true in some ways. But the A's won back-to-back championships, and the Raiders can never claim that. Oakland became, in my opinion, the toast of the town for all of us young kids who loved baseball.
Stewart gave the next generation plenty to cheer about when he returned to Oakland. He was the World Series MVP when the A's won their last title in 1989.
You never know how things are going to turn out when you come home. You don't know how you're going to play. And so the best thing is that I didn't fall on my face in front of the people that were rooting for me.
And now, the East Oakland native is getting ready to say farewell to the team he's followed from its very beginning.
I can't divorce myself from the organization, and I'm not sure that I would want to. But I can say this, that I have played for the best fans, made the best friends, had the best teammates, and had the greatest experience in baseball playing in Oakland for the A's.
Dave Stewart is here. A lot of former Oakland A's greats are here. The magic around this ballpark, it's a very, very playoff feel. So this is the first of three with the Texas Rangers. And as I look to my left, I see Stu's number 34, which the team retired a few years ago. We'll see you later on in this newscast.
What a conversation, Vern. That was unbelievable. He really just summed up what that team has meant to the city and for the players and for the fans. Wow.
Yeah, he's such a gentleman, but he was so intimidating on the mound. I remember people were afraid to face Dave Stewart.
Yeah, he had that stare down from the mound. I mean, once he caught you in a stare, you were in trouble. But off the field, I could listen to Dave read the phone book.
Oh, no kidding. Love those memories. All right, Vern, thank you.